Excuse me, sir. Is your name Mohammed Ben Sulayem? We're arresting you on suspicion of committing crimes against Formula One, entailing failing to understand the remit and the scope of your role as the FIA head of injecting yourself into circumstances where you don't belong, of taking shine from drivers who have just won their first Grand Prix ever in their history, of having key personnel leaving your team that are supposed to assist you, of misogyny, of sexism. Mohammed Ben Sulayem, you have the right to remain silent, although anything you do say may be held against you as evidence in a court of law. What are we doing at this stage, ladies and gents? How can this dude so consistently and frequently bring the sport that we know and love, that is F1, into disrepute? He doesn't get the assignment that is the head of the FIA. Each and every single time I see a race winner, ergo Lando Norris or a Lewis Hamilton, it is their moment, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, not yours. You are the Kelly Rowland to their Beyonce, not the other way round. What are you talking about, Cameron? Well, what I'm talking about here is seeing Lewis Hamilton win the first race for 900 and something days. It's a moment, it's cathartic. This is adversity. This, ladies and gents, is Formula One. Get out of the way, therefore, Mohammed Ben Sulayem. But he did anything but, didn't he? He wanted to be front and centre, trying to shake Lewis Hamilton's hand. What are we doing here? How very dare you, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, fail to read the room? Do you think Lewis Hamilton, after all that's happened, wants to shake your hand now? You are the reason, sir, why Lewis Hamilton was so emotional in his victory at the British Grand Prix. You, sir, were the source of the adversity. You've heard Lewis Hamilton talk ad infinitum about never ever having confidence in you, the FIA, the very body that drivers are supposed to have confidence. Indeed, your remit for the avoidance of doubt is to safeguard all related parties in this sport that we call Formula One. So how then are the drivers talking about not having confidence in you? This is ridiculous. This is beyond anything that we've ever seen in Formula One. Shout out to Jean Todt, man who headed up for FIA, the regulatory body of the sport, in a way that was proper, true and fair and representative. He didn't need to be front and centre. All that he was concerned about is what he was there to do, safeguarding and levelling the competitive landscape. What else is there for you to do, Mohammed Ben Sulayem? Well, apparently you need to put yourself in places where you don't belong, constantly injecting yourself into circumstances where you have no place being. Please see as your Exhibit A. What are you talking about, the overall asset value of Formula One? As if you are somehow involved or have a need to speak on matters that concern only the commercial rights holder. Talking about Formula One is overvalued. What? What are we doing here? This makes no sense. I am confused. Why would you sabotage everything that you are supposed to be working for, if not increasing the commercial value of Formula One? And again, I understand that your remit is not that. You are the safeguarder. So why then make such a noddy statement? How about Jewelrygate? Focused on all this noddy stuff that, again, is immaterial. Trying to persecute Sir Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton. Meanwhile, you can't even eye test whether a Lando Norris or a Checo Perez has false started, moved before lights out. How about this as your Exhibit B, Mohammed Ben Sulayem? Why do key personnel keep leaving your team? You keep hiring people with a view to make progress, to expedite for FIA's learning curve as a regulatory body. They keep leaving your organisation because so shamed are they at your behaviour. Again, your incessant attention seeking, trying to distract from the drivers, the winners of the day, the key assets in F1. You are not one of them, sir. So be a backup dancer, not a lead singer, because you are not one. How about this as your Exhibit Exhibit C? Why are you talking about you don't like women who think they're cleverer than men? What are you even saying? How does that even come up in conversation? Why is that a statement that would come out of your mouth? And again, if we're talking about we race as one and we consider diversity and inclusion something of a priority, why would that then even come out of your mouth, since it's diametrically opposed to the aforementioned? How about we talk about Exhibit D as sports washing? Why are we in so many countries as F1? If indeed we race and one, diversity and inclusion and responsibility, corporate social responsibility is a thing, why are we in so many countries currently that have such a debatable, checkered humanitarian record? But I digress. The incessant politicking. Why are you trying to force Andretti Global into the sport as if that has anything to do with you? Hearts and minds, Mohammed Ben Sulayem. And listen, pet peeve of mine, this attention seeking. I haven't finished with this because we've got to talk about it. Check out what Oscar Piastri doesn't take fools gladly, does he? So why then was Mohammed Ben Sulayem trying to inject himself into a circumstance that only concerned Oscar Piastri? What are you talking about, Cameron? Well, here's what I'm talking about. Get out of my way. What are you doing? Got Oscar Piastri having to move him to the side. Get out of the way, Mohammed Ben Sulayem. This is ridiculous now. As your Exhibit Z, how is this dude trying to celebrate a Bahrain Grand Prix, the anniversary of, by taking pictures of dudes who are incessant philanderers? Again, you bring the sport into disrepute, sir, each and every single time. And I have had enough. Surely, as at July 2024, we need to get rid of this chap. We can't have images of drivers pushing him out of the way. Get off me. And I'm reminded in this vein by Lando Norris, who had his maiden victory in Formula One, something that he'd been working for all his life, as near as makes no difference, spoiled by the incessant attention seeking of Mohammed Ben Sulayem. Again, Lando Norris pretty much had to shoo this chap out of the way. What are we doing? This is supposed to be Formula One. The jewel in the F1 crown is the drivers. They are the assets. So how have we got ahead of the FI, the regulatory body, that the entity in charge of safeguarding, protecting all related parties, levelling for the F1 landscape competitively? How is he each and every single trying to be the Beyonce to these drivers, the ones who risk their life each and every single race weekend? How is he trying to be the Beyonce to their Kelly Rowland? I've had enough of this dude. Get rid of him. His absence even will be to the betterment of Formula One. What are we doing here?